just woke up. Yay. Almost 11 o'clock and I just woke up. And of course, I woke up to hate. So let's take a look at it. Kitty B says, I have borderline personality and severe depression, but I don't act like this. When you're aware of your issues, you do your best to handle them. You don't use them as a crutch to act badly. You should be in a group home. So, first off, it's almost like we're different people, right? You have PTSD and severe depression, and you don't act like me. Congratulations. It's almost as if we have two separate brains dealing with two separate situations. And no, I'm not using my issues as a crutch. If I was using them as a crutch, I wouldn't be taking the medication. I wouldn't be seeing the doctors and the therapist and trying to better myself, which is what I'm trying to do. Leo Vanderpools wants to know, why did you move to LA? It's painfully obvious there's nothing here for you. Life was here for me. I had nothing in Florida. Okay, so if you're wanting to be technical here, there's nothing for me anywhere. When I left Florida, I was alone. I didn't have any friends or family. I left Florida on foot because I was afraid that this weather would kill me. Legitimately, it was the heat that I was afraid of because I don't handle heat. And so I was living in a tent on the property out there that they had left me that I wasn't supposed to be living on because there was no home. And we came up a hurricane, and it was going to rain for an entire week. And I was like, well, this is the best chance for me to get out of here, because when it was sunny, it was too hot for me to even leave the tent. It was just so hot. But when it was raining, I could move around. And so I left on a day when it was raining, and it was supposed to rain for a full week, and I walked all the way I left Ocean Way, Jacksonville, Florida, and I walked first to Kingsland, and then I wound up catching a bus in Savannah, Georgia, that took me the rest of the way to LA, but I walked most of the way. There was a lady that picked me up and gave me a ride to Savannah from, I want to say Macon, Waycross. I don't even remember. My videos would say it back in the past. I've got, I was journaling the states that I visited. So, coming to LA, originally, it was just, I needed to get away from the Florida heat. And I needed to get someplace where there was more help than there was in Florida, because Florida at the time wouldn't even give me food stamps because I couldn't work. And they said, well, you're an adult and we don't see any physical deformities. So if you can't work, you can't get food stamps. If you can work, they said that I could have food stamps, but I would have to work 40 hours a month or something. I would have to get some job that would allow me to work 8 hours a week or something like that, 2 or 3 hours a day. But I'm not able to do that at all. I literally can't handle being told to wait someplace other than a waiting room without freaking out for an entire day. Y'all expect me to hold a job? I'm sorry. What do you think is going to happen when I push the wrong button on the keyboard just once? You think I'm easily going to be able to get over it and move on with my day? No, the fuck I'm not. The people that I messed up are going to be able to move over it and get on with their day. I'm going to freak out and cry for the next 2 hours because I pushed a goddamn wrong button on a keyboard like a dumbass. Because that's my anxiety, that's my nerves, that's my mind. So, yeah, there was nothing in Florida for me. I couldn't work. Weed was illegal. And so, friends online put me on a Greyhound bus to LA. after I got up through Savannah, Georgia, on foot mostly, I took some rides from people. But my feet were just in agony at that point. I don't know if you ever walked 100 miles from state to state, but my feet were peeling off and I was in trouble. So originally, the reason they sent me to LA was because we were looking for some place that had programs that could help me, because there were no programs in Florida that could help me. They're different for every state. California is much more willing to help people than Florida is. So when my friend sent me the money to get the bus ticket, we made the agreement that it would be that I would seek help when I arrived in Los Angeles. So the day I arrived in California, I arrived at night. I went straight to the hostel that I was staying at. The next morning, the very first thing I did was head to the doctor's office, which is the same doctor that I'm still seeing today. All right? Just putting that out there. I'm still going to Gateways. That's where I went that day. That's where I've been. I've been on medication since then. I've been seeing my therapist, doctors, psychiatrists, counselors. I've been in the system since the day after I arrived in California. And they helped me so much. The medication has helped me. The therapy has helped me. The fact that weed is legal here has helped me. Oh God, you know how much that's helped me? Not having my main medication being illegal. I mean, it still hurts because so many people here on YouTube think that I'm just a drug addict, and they don't understand that marijuana is a medication and that it's illegal where I'm at and that there is no shame or judgment in it here. But when I was in Florida, I was a prostitute to survive. And a lot of times I was having sex with men just for weed. When I got to California, I never had to do that again. Because even if I've only got $5, I can still go get some weed. It's not like Florida where it was illegal and I could only find it through illegal people who wanted sex instead of money. I don't have to pay for my weed with sex anymore. That is extremely helpful for my mental health. So why did I move to LA? Because there was a lot more help here for me than there was in Florida. And I'm thankful for all of the services and help that California has been able to give me. And the legal weed makes things a lot happier.